Hey guys, I'm Midnight Siren, and today we are going to be doing a Grand Theft Auto theory. Grand Theft Auto is one of the biggest and most controversial gaming franchises to date, since Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has also managed to pick up a huge following of myths and legends. However, today I will not be covering any of those myths. Expect those in the future. No, today we are going to be talking about a less talked about and a lot simpler topic covering Grand Theft Auto 5. Was Michael actually abducted by aliens? This specific theory will be covering the mission Did Somebody Say Yoga, in which Michael is given a drug by his son Jimmy. Michael begins to trip and Jimmy pushes him from the car. From that point he finds himself in an alley surrounded by angry and threatening chimps. However, he is rescued by an alien abduction beam just in time. This is where the theory kicks in. Inside the alien ship, some extraterrestrials are leaning over him and bright light is shining in his face. Then he is forced from the UFO and is sent hurtling through the air. Cue the audio flashbacks and sweet music. Michael wakes up in his underwear in the park and is forced to walk home. For most people, including myself, there is no questioning that the aliens Michael sees is a hallucination. However, some people, especially those that follow a larger GTA 5 mystery, cite the occurrence as having been a real abduction. So I'm going to explore the possibility to try and confirm or deny the suggestion. The first reason that supports the fact that he was not abducted was that he was in fact tripping on drugs. Of course, there were chimps surrounding him in real life, so why would the aliens be there if the monkeys aren't? In Michael's grassroots mission, he smokes marijuana and ends up being forced into an hallucination, in which he also sees aliens rushing at him and attack him. Barry, the man who gives him weed, also mentions that he sees monsters and aliens when he gets high as well. When Michael comes out of the trip, Barry mentions that he and Michael were actually having a conversation, while in Michael's mind, he was fighting off aliens. In Trevor's grassroots mission, he sees clowns, which might reference the fact that said monsters depend on who is doing the drug. Trevor's dialogue suggests that he has a fear of clowns, so perhaps Michael has either an interest or fear of aliens. If he was to do drugs again, who's to say he would not hallucinate them once more? Another hint as to their non-existence is that Michael would not have survived if he was dropped from a UFO. At that fall, he would have certainly died. Finally, the appearance of aliens suggests that they're simply a figment of Michael's imagination. The aliens are similar to the xenomorphs from the movie Aliens, but in the game they are the exact same aliens that you can find wandering around the movie sets, which are obviously a costume. Michael clearly has a love for movies, and it is certain that him seeing those costumes around the sets could embed them in his mind, so that is what he relates to aliens. It is also notable that these are the same aliens that he sees when he hallucinates the first time in the grassroots side quest. On the flip side of the spectrum, it is still possible that he was truly abducted. Aliens have a strong presence in GTA 5. During the introductory mission of the story, while the heist crew is driving through Ludendorff, Michael can veer off the road into the frozen creek only to see a still alien in the frozen water. The alien, oddly enough, looks exactly like the aforementioned alien design of which are present at the movie set and in the grassroots trip. Having seen this during the mission could have had the same effect in Michael's mind as seeing the costumes. This also proves that the aliens are in fact real and look like Michael imagines. More proof to their true existence is the fact that after 100% completion of the game, there are 3 UFOs that can be seen hovering above Los Santos. If aliens were to abduct him, his intoxicated state would make him a vulnerable target. Seeing the alien experiment on him inside of his trip was actually real, and he just managed to break from it enough to realize it. He wasn't actually dropped back to Earth and was instead placed in the park of which he awoke. The capture would explain his loss of time just as much as hallucinations would. One hint of this possibility comes in the form of when the player switches to control of Trevor. When the screen zooms down, it's possible to find him waking in the wilderness and wearing a dress. He is noticeably not drunk, for when you change to him in times of which he awakes with a beer, he staggers. In this case, he's completely sober and walks like normal. He even says when he realizes where he is, "If I didn't know any better, I'd say I was abducted." Which raises the question, was Trevor ever abducted? Another question to support the theory is, where did Michael's clothes go? While it's possible that while he was tripping he could have shed his clothes, there's no ruling out that an abduction could have been responsible. All in all, I honestly don't buy into the fact that he was really abducted. I believe there is far too much evidence to the fact that it was all just a drug-induced hallucination. There's a small possibility, but very small. This is actually my first theory video that disproves a theory rather than prove it, though I would like it to be true. I just don't see it. However, the question I brought up earlier about the possibility that Trevor may have been abducted is quite interesting. I do not know if there is any way to prove or disprove that fact, but it's certainly an interesting question. With all the alien activity going on in San Andreas, it's possible. But for now, like and comment, subscribe for more theories and creepypasta readings. I'm Minute Siren, and I will see you next time.